Hello there, welcome back to nowcasting discussion, and today this is the first one. But we have a slight risk stretching all the way from central Texas going into further north into Iowa and Nebraska. Slight risk in between, 5% tornado, 15% wind, 15% hail. Just in case, tonight we'll be making a forecast discussion about that, but anyways, take a look at the recent mesoscale discussion issued just around 20 minutes ago, or 15, 20, close enough, but it seems like decent around the triple point, of course, so there will be probably a hail threat, increasing, of course, so that's why they issued the mesoscale discussion. But anyways, take a look at satellite, and let's take a look at visible satellite. Take a look at mid-level water vapor, and you can definitely see quite a pretty broad long wave across much of the four corners, with a short wave pivoting going into Nebraska. Take a look at visible satellite. We'll zoom into Nebraska, and you can definitely see it's under some cloud cover over Kansas and into Nebraska. I think it's quite a sign pointing that there's probably some descent near the dry line in the triple point, so we'll be probably seeing some storm development soon enough. But let's take a look at surface observations, and moisture not looking too good. Dew points are well into the mid and upper 50s, with dew points in the temperatures in the 70s to even low 80s. Quite large dew point spreads, which that's probably why could be its lack of moisture is definitely not going to be good enough, really, as but stronger warmer advection will be there'll be stronger warmer advection tonight, which of course will allow for some will allow time for some more instability and more favorable tornado environment. So let's take a look at that. Take a look at around Conus right now. Right now we're seeing a pretty broad low-level jet across much of the plains going into the Midwest, the Great Lakes, around 30, 40, maybe 40. Yeah, around 30 to 40 knot low-level jet. That's probably going to strengthen throughout tonight. You can definitely see that low-level jet blossoming, 60 knot low-level jet by 3Z. So that's pretty strong. And let's take a look. We have a 988 millibar surface low over North Kansas with a pretty strong pressure gradient across much of the country, which is so that one surface low is going to trek off to the north and east and probably stay pretty deep, maybe in the upper 980s. So looking at thermodynamics, so maybe 500 joules per kilogram under a pretty strong cap, and we're actually going to go take a look at soundings in a minute, but we'll take a look at 850 millibar and 700 millibar temperature advection, and we're definitely seeing pretty strong temperature advection at 850 millibars across Nebraska and going into Iowa. Not too much further south. Take a look at 700 millibars tiny bit of some, and seems like what we probably did. You can definitely see tiny bit of some ascent. Not really reaching up that high though. Maybe up to around 900, up to 925 millibars, or according to this, which if we take a look at 740 differential vorticity advection, the positive values, I believe, indicate positive vorticity advection, positive or cyclonic vorticity advection, and then the negative values indicate anticyclonic, which will mean more promotes descent. I might get that. I might have wrapped it around, but I think mid to upper. I think the mid level it's not really there. So yeah, let's anyways, let's take a look at soundings actually for today. So this one's we'll take a few, and we'll take a few over in the Gulf Coast. First one's this one is from Lake Charles, pretty sizable, tiny of a captured version right there at 700 millibars. I don't think there'll be storms until tonight. That's pretty evident lack of shear, really, and lackluster of instability. Tiny bit of a moist layer going up to around 800, going up a kilometer. And then take a look at Corpus Christi. Tiny bit showing a tiny bit more greater dew points than really what's representative, which makes a pretty big difference. Yeah, we're definitely seeing 1,800 joules per kilogram, but it seems that might be a bit overdone. So if we have a dew point that much less, that could affect thermodynamics by a lot. But sizable cap, and I think there's gonna be a cap inversion. Yep, from Fort Worth. Pretty big cap inversion right there, and one-way slur going up to around 850 millibars. And same thing with Oklahoma, from Norman. You can see quite a sizable cap inversion again, and 72 over 60, a tiny bit warmer than it is. Bit warmer than it is now. And here is from Oakland. I think temperatures will be warming. It's gonna be a tiny bit more of a moist profile, but we still see that cap right there. So anyways, let's take a look at what short range models show. We'll take a look at the RAP and then the HER. We'll see how the environment looks like. So tonight, that little jet's going to strengthen and increase temperature, increased convection, and yeah, of course. So I think we'll be probably seeing more of a moisture. Yep, we can definitely see some dew points reaching up to the 60s late night, and then so definitely see the profile moistening just after dark, and we'll probably take a few soundings at around 0Z. Although taking soundings maybe when it's only like a few hours out might not be the best thing in the world, but it will give us a sort of an idea of what the environment looks like. Time of inversion just off the surface, 70 over 55, 76 over 56. So I think it's not really one to take a few soundings for 60. I think there'll be probably time of inversion still. And I don't quite a big kink in the photograph right there. This is probably further north. No, this is in Oklahoma. Type of some lackluster mid-level shear. And tiny bit, not really much curvature. I don't know. Tiny bit of some contamination between 800 and 500 millibars. Then QLCS develops overnight, and that's where tomorrow's event is gonna kick off at around 12Z. But we're gonna take a look at her. Before we take a look at simulated reflectivity, we'll see. Doesn't really moisten that much as compared to the wraps, so that's quite interesting. And so let's take a look at simulated reflectivity. Let's see what happens. Initiate some storms shortly after 23Z. Time of a later initiation, somewhere towards sunset. Maybe a few isolated supercells, and then it really blossoms into this line. Overnight, the low-level jet strengthens. We'll go in pivotal in the second to see evolution of that low-level jet, but you can definitely see QLCS evolve, and that's where we kick off tomorrow's event. We'll make a forecast discussion on it tomorrow, so it's gonna be quite. We'll get there tonight. Anyways, we'll talk about the potential hazards and everything. It's gonna be quite, maybe even a pretty big day. Of course, with that big moderate, but that's not what this video is about. Take a look at that, how that low-level jet evolves overnight. Take a look at. Actually, I don't think it'd matter. Take a look at this. Is from 20Z. The 20Z her initialized actually not too long ago. Then after dark, got a low-level jet strengthens. Quite a broad little jet. 60, 70, near 70 knots widespread across Texas, with near 50 plus knots covering many states. And we'll just take a look at 19Z her. Pretty sure it's say the same thing. Yep, broad level jet. And then that's where. So we'll take a few soundings at 0Z. We'll take a few soundings. And then we'll take a few soundings again, probably after around 60. And 673 over 57. Dew points are mixed out and evenly distributed. Kind of a larger photograph. Definitely will pose, if any storms develop within it, I think there will be damaging wind threat. But anyways, time and contamination in between 850 and above 500 millibars, but I think the sounding is still pretty representative of what will be the environment. Take a look at 60. Pretty moistened. 60s are going into Oklahoma, and definitely not seeing That's probably like a bit farther out from the line. 1 minute. Well, actually, tiny bit of some lackluster mid-level shear. Pretty marginal thermos as well. So I expect it to go linear pretty quickly. And 5% tornado, 15% wind, 15% hail tonight. That's probably, I expect it to really go linear pretty quickly tonight. By the morning, we'll be seeing probably a QLCSLB probably ongoing by then, and it's gonna be a big time. Tomorrow's gonna be a big time day, but we'll have to focus on tonight first. As there could be a few tornadoes with tonight, as well as some damaging winds and large hail, but we have to see. But anyways, apart from that, that's really it, and goodbye.